Catch red-handed, no children in a family outing. The grim reason we trust Meghan's Archie and Lili are fake. Well, the couple of grifters were spotted out in Santa Barbara for an outing. But wait, what is missing? Well, besides an iron, do you not think that these two are missing some family members? I mean, they didn't have any kids with them. Going on this nice, relaxed little trip out, she does not look dressed for a business meeting. So where exactly are the invisible kids on this beautiful sunny day? Now, typically, when I go out with my family, at least, it includes the whole family, including the kids too. There were no kids there, and clearly we all know that she plans all these camera people to be there whenever she calls them. She's always looking the same, though, wearing some ratty old clothing, her yacht hat. Maybe she's going to relax and think about the better days when all she really needed to do was smoke and drink a lot of alcohol and play games with men. It looks to me like they are not even trying to pretend the kids are real anymore. They didn't put anything out about either child's birthdays, and it happened recently. I guess it was too much effort for them. The kids have never been seen out and about in Hollywood. I do not expect to see photos, as kids of famous people are protected by law, but still, there are always articles about it, that like this famous person was seen out at the park or the mall or some event with the kids, and they'll give details about what they were doing and stuff like that. None of these actual big celebrities are frightened to be seen out and about with their children. So if the invisible kids actually exist, they must be like prisoners in that horrible compound that they call home. The kids have never been seen by anybody. They don't go to the doctor, they don't go to the zoo, they don't go to the park, they don't go on shopping trips. They are locked up in that McMansion 24/7 with no outside interactions. Or the more likely fact is that they don't exist. Archofficial would be 4 years old and Invisibed is 2. This is just not possible. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, a gorgeous sunny day before a big holiday on Tuesday, and they went out without the kids? I mean, these two are such bizarre people. I have mental pictures of the poor children, if they exist, being stashed away in dog kennels when Harry and Meghan decide to go on a walkabout for some paparazzi attention. I do wonder if they're trying to offset the gorgeous photos of William and George at the Ashes cricket match over the weekend. I wouldn't be surprised. And how is it that the Wales seem to have no problem taking their kids to school? They don't have the media following them everywhere. The Wales kids are a lot more important to the paparazzi after all than the gruesome twosomes kids. So if the Wales family can safely take their 3 kids to school and even mingle with other parents, then what in the world is wrong with Meghan and Harry? Are they really trying to convince us that the kids are real, but that the paparazzi are just so obsessed with them? Nobody's buying it. Meghan and Harry are also always out there trying to chase some money, and they're absent more often than not. So if the kids are real, I mean, poor things, they're going to be permanently damaged by all this. In their yard in Montecito, there's no sign of a play area, no sign of toys, and also no baby or child paraphernalia. The garbage collectors have also claimed that there is simply no sign of babies or kids living there. And they were also left home alone during their parents' last visit to the UK. Or maybe they were with Doria, but she's stoned the whole time, so that's about the same as being alone. And if there really were kids, they would have to be the most abused, most neglected kids ever. If Archie and Lilibet are really their children, then why are they not trying to be closer to them? Why are they not acting like real parents, like most other people would be? Maybe the answer is simple. Maybe it's because they're not really their kids. We already know Meghan and Harry are not afraid of telling lies, so could that include their questionable parenthood? Maybe the royal family could somehow get Scotland Yard to go rescue the two of them, and then that's going to expose the fallacy of the fake children in a nanosecond. I think probably the royal family just pretends to go along with this nonsense because they don't want to be attacked by the sugars, and I can't blame them for that. In spite of all the lying stories about the royal family's interaction with Archie and Invisibed, there really isn't anybody who has testified to actual interaction with these kids. Only Meghan and Harry and their fans claiming that the kids had some type of Zoom calls with the royals. And we already know the motto of Her Late Majesty the Queen: never complain, never explain. Now let's think about what Harry's life was like when he was growing up. I mean, how often did his parents just leave him behind, only when told that it would be too much for the child? And they were so guilty about the prospect of having to leave him. They showered him with love and playdates and family outings, and they also shared all of that with the entire world. Why can Harry not do the same thing for his kids? And this is what makes most of us conclude that there are no children. I mean, these two are so incredibly selfish. If there are really children, then what a pathetic way of trying to show love to the children. Furthermore, for a couple of people who claim that they're so bothered all the time by the paparazzi, why are there so few spontaneous photos of them? Now, there are a few out there, but those are obviously staged by themselves and taken by their friends at Backrid. And where are they that unwanted photographers could even get so close to them? It's obviously just another setup. And I thought that Meghan was all upset at Backrid because they didn't hand over the film from that car chase scenario in New York City. I guess no other paparazzi, though, would show up for Meghan except Backrid. Backrid is probably the only one that will come if they call her because she pays good money for them to show up, and then she turns around and gets a cut of the money made from selling the photos. Now, the normal paparazzi do not work like that, and they're only going to show up if they're interested in getting the photos, and then Meghan would miss out on her cut. Now, I'm sure that every one of you out there has encountered the customer from hell. You know what I'm talking about. The type of person that's just so dumb, so clueless, or just so demanding that they basically are demonic. But we keep on doing business with them because, well, they make money for us. And Backrid is essentially the same. People do need to eat. And again, Meghan Markle showed us that she has no idea how to dress herself. I mean, this is a woman who wore such an unforgiving red dress that made her boobs look bizarre, like they were inverted or something, who didn't even think to have her wedding dress properly tailored, and who wore that really inappropriate outfit to read to kids in Harlem. Meghan simply does not understand what is going to look good on her. I also do not understand why she is so proud of those chicken legs. Now, I'm not trying to body shame, but my goodness, I mean, we all know our strengths and we know our weaknesses, and usually we try to kind of cover up our weaknesses a little bit, but not Meghan Markle. Now, if that new PR company of hers could do one thing right, then I think they would know to send her a pair of pants that can cover up those legs a little better. And I would think that if Harry and Meghan are dressing all disheveled because they want to look like they're busy parents who just don't have time to look good, then the next logical step would be to take the kids with them. How difficult is that? Meghan is always trying to one-up Catherine, and Harry was so fascinated with Catherine's legs. He even had to mention them in his toast at the Cambridges' wedding, and they told him that was probably not a good idea. So could this be the reason that Meghan is always wanting to show off those legs? In her mind, she has all body parts and education that is equal to Catherine's, or perhaps even better. She always looks like she has been sleeping in her clothes for at least a week, or she just picked them up out of the dirty clothes hamper. And doesn't Just Call Me Harry look so happy at his lot in life in that last photo? His expression is scary. Does anybody think that perhaps Harry doesn't really know that Meghan calls the paparazzi? And then when they show up, he is convinced that they need more security and that Meghan is a victim again? It seems like they're always coming back to each other. Didn't the media and social networks announce, though, that they were going to divorce and that they weren't living together anymore? I cannot understand why so much attention is focused on Harry and Meghan. What is so special about the two of them? I mean, Meghan has never been successful in acting. Soon enough, we're going to be entitled to their activities in the toilets and probably other places too that we don't want to know about. And you, what do you think about this couple? Please tell me your opinion below in the comment section. If you think my video is helpful, don't be afraid to like and share it with your friends and relatives who need it anytime you want. And don't be afraid to click the subscribe button to get more updates in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in, have a lovely weekend, and we'll be back to see you all tomorrow.